Hausa women criticized for dressing like Americans and Europeans. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. Miss Sani Dora pointed out that much of Hausa culture would disappear if the habits continued. Now the news in detail. Al-Kalam University Castina, in collaboration with the Pleasant College of Advanced Studies PCAS Castina, has organized a national conference on women and their contributions to the Hausa society, lamenting Hausa women are copying American and European cultures. In her keynote address on Monday in Castina, the provost of Dr. Yusuf Bala College, Daura Sadiya Sani Daura, expressed concern over the abduction of Western culture by Hausa women in northern states. According to her, the abduction of Western culture by Hausa women has affected their ways of life, urging them to remember the implications of their action. Ms. Sani Dora pointed out that much of Hausa culture would disappear if the habits continued. She said though women had contributed a lot to the development of a Hausa society, they had also abandoned a lot of their earliest culture. According to her, women have abandoned their original mode of dressing, traditional foods, and other things related to their original culture. Many of us may not be aware of what is happening, but I hope at the end of this conference, the participants will have something to go back with as a solution to the problem before it consumes us, she added. Earlier in his remarks, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University, Muhammad Abubakar, commended the organizers for choosing the theme titled Challenges and Contributions of Women to the Development of Hausa Society from the Earliest Time to the 21st Century. According to him, the conference came at the right time when women mostly concentrated on adopting Western ways of life, and other vices. He called on Northern women, especially the Hausas, to ignore American and European cultures but focus on the original culture and religion to have a better society. Mr. Abubakar expressed the hope that the conference would contribute to the revival of the culture, especially the Hausa women. The truth remains that, yes, it is. There are times when you are going to adjust. There are times you are going to adjust in things, but it does not mean that you should drop it. There is beauty in whatever culture you have. Yes, some people, they go out and they kind of feel uncomfortable. Yes, I know how uncomfortable it can be. They feel uncomfortable to go by their own dressing. They feel weird because they're the only ones. But sincerely, whether you like it or not, there is beauty in that your culture. You might even wear it and you are the one, it is all those things that are just happening in your head, why you feel comfortable. On the other hand, you might wear it and, they might, taunt you for it and make you feel bad about it. But I tell you, it is in your mind. What you set out to do is what you set out to do. There was actually a particular clip I watched where they advised someone to be yourself. Like, don't do this because if I do this one now, if I do my own now, to seem as if I'm backward, please embrace your culture, embrace yourself. Embrace your culture in the mode of dressing, embrace it. But please, when it comes to things now being done, how do I put it now? When it's not on to doing things now, please make sure you are thinking in the 21st age thinking, yes. Make sure that it is only your culture. And it's only your outfit, your culture, and your mode of your character and your behavior. Make sure that you are up to date upstairs. Yes. In everything you do, make sure you're up to date. While you don't eliminate totally, or you're not ashamed of your culture. Amen. That is the beauty of it. There was actually this particular post where that I read that about a woman who was abroad and she carried a baby on her back and used wrapper to strap the baby and hold the baby to her back. And Americans were like, they were thrilled by it. That's in the community where she was. Of course, it might be a different case scenario somewhere else. But in that community, they came out, they showed interest, that they loved it. They said it was beautiful. They even said they wanted to learn. So there is this thing about your culture, your tradition, you owning it. You don't see. You're not supposed to be apologetic because you come from a particular place. Sincerely, you did not choose where you are. The only thing you do that, yes, you are going to embrace the culture, you embrace your tradition, fine, but you are going to be flexible. Flexible in, let me say, maybe your way of thinking. You won't hold on to, okay, this is the way it is being done in our place, and no, it must be done like this. You are going to be flexible in thinking and in carrying out activities now. That is just it. So that particular one is like encouraging you. I watched another clip where these women, one of them was actually, she was in India, and I think she was a Muslim, and she covered herself totally, one of them. Then on the other hand, they had another one who did not want to. Like, she did not want to because she felt she was going to be judged about it. So it happened that these two women, they always boarded the same bus. One who was a Muslim, but she was dressing like the Americans. One who was a Muslim, but she was dressing like a Muslim. On the other hand, when the one that was not afraid of her identity now, when she now started portraying, her dressing, the husband did not like it. The husband would be like, why will you go and you're going to be in this thing? The husband was the one that was even telling her, see, you have to, free yourself. And the woman, because she's somebody that she has always been, carrying that herself, her Muslim culture, she found it difficult to adopt. Until one day the husband pushed her outside and said, no, you're not going to work with this thing. So do you know what happened? The other lady that was ashamed, she got home and her parents, her mom talked to her about it and encouraged us that, look, this is our culture. You cannot, how am I going to put it? This is our tradition. You should not be ashamed of it. And it now turned out that the person who was ashamed now wore hers. And the one who was ashamed, who was always standing out, did not. So the thing is, it's all in your head. Embrace your culture. Of course, in embracing it, make sure you are flexible, like I said. You don't embrace it and embrace it to the fact that, you don't want to hear somebody else's opinion, or you're so timid and so strict on yours that you're not going to be flexible. Yes. Okay. Like I said, it's a lot of people will come for me with this, but the truth is, you know what's good for you. Like, you know what is good for you, and you know what to wear. But if you want to stand out with it, it's not by force. If you feel you want to keep dressing, you cannot force people. Fine, you go on. If you feel you want to dress with your traditional wear or culture, please do so. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.